Hey guys, welcome to this Thinking is Infinite podcast shorts. This is a little late one, and today we're going to be talking about sports today. Now, sports isn't something that I normally talk about on this podcast because it's mainly either political or just news that I want to talk about with like science and stuff, but here, the Women's World Cup is kind of going on this year, and it made me think of something different. Not totally different, it's still on topic of the World Cup, but it's a different World Cup. So, as you should probably know, the Women's World Cup has started, this year, and, the U.S. team, as of today, just played Vietnam and won 3-0. A very good victory for the U.S. women's team. And what that kind of made me think of was the other thing I kind of wanted to touch on, which was kind of the main focus of this podcast, which is the 2026 Men's World Cup. Now, I don't know if you guys know why I'm talking about this, but it's because the U.S., Mexico, and Canada are going to be hosting that World Cup. And it's going to be, there's going to be 2 stadiums in Canada, I think 12 in the United States, and 3 in Mexico. And all of these different stadiums are going to be hosting different games of the World Cup, I think the final was at one point planned to be hosted in the New York Stadium. They actually, for that one, they won with a bid over Morocco, and, the whole idea of this is obviously, that, all 3 of these countries are gonna get to host the games, and there are, I think there are 11 venues in the U.S., 3 in Mexico, and 2 in Canada. So, these venues are going to be hosting the World Cup in 2026, and what I found interesting, though, is that the U.S. and Mexico are also in the bidding for the 2027 Women's FIFA World Cup. So if that actually goes through, and they're able to win that one as well, Mexico and the U.S. will launch 2 side-by-side Women's World Cups, back-to-back. That host selection is expected to go through, that's expected to kind of, go through on the 17th of May, 2024. So that's kind of when that will be selected, but 2026, I know it sounds like, years away, but it's only 3 years away, and I just thought that was kind of, interesting as this kind of whole thing rolls around, because, it's just like, this is kind of a very, one of the, first times that, this is the first time that 3 countries have hosted the World Cup. It's a first in many things. It's, the first time, I think, that, I can't quite remember, but I think, for the FIFA World Cup, it is, breaking kind of new ground. I heard that, the United States hasn't hosted the World Cup in a while, so it's going to be a big thing in the United States. Canada is really going to kind of benefit, and Mexico has actually hosted the World Cup quite a few times. Obviously Canada, oddly enough, has the least number of cities, but they are going to be a co-host. But obviously many of the stadiums in the U.S. are kind of close to Canada, which is actually pretty interesting because those stadiums sometimes are closer than the ones that are actually in Canada to Canadian citizens. So that's something that I just decided to kind of go on about, just the whole idea of the U.S. kind of hosting a world event is kind of interesting, and we're gonna see how that goes. Hopefully it goes well. 2026, I know it sounds like quite a while away, but I don't know, it's just something that was on my mind today as I read about the Women's World Cup and that getting itself started. It actually just got started yesterday, so I thought, like, hey, I'm going to check in on 2026 and what's going on there. Then I find out that the U.S. is also going on they're trying to bid on the next Women's World Cup in 2027, so that's kind of where it's kind of at right now, and that's pretty much it. Hope you enjoyed this podcast shorts. If you'd like, please give it a follow, like, and just leave it a review. We're happy to read those, and that's it. Bye.